the physical training of it, being in such good physical shape, but also there was the meditation art that was taught in it. And it's interesting, my sensei was Officer Stephen Gamma, who's a former police officer here in the city of Newburgh. And he always had meditation in his art. And when I was looking for a martial art to study, it had to have several things. One, I wanted to have full contact sparring because you want to know if your technique is real. You want to know, does it really work? And two, I had to have meditation in the art because I feel that's the ultimate purpose of a martial art. It's not to build these skilled fighters who can bludgeon people, but I think it's basically to build people who are more spiritually evolved. And your question reminded me of an episode of Kung Fu. I was watching, and small Kwai Ching Caine, when he was a youngster, was asking one of the masters as they were practicing their arts and stuff. He says, "Master, if we're peaceful people, why do we learn such arts?" And the master answered him saying, "A man of peace must not be weak." So I feel that's important. I believe that peace and strength are not separate entities. And to go off on the scripture in the Bible where it speaks about how the lion will lay down with the lamb, what that scripture really means is that peace, innocence, and strength are not in conflict. They go together. If you're strong, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not peaceful. If you're peaceful, it doesn't mean that you're weak. And that's a thought that expands the minds of people.
So that's the basis of yin yang, obviously. Mm-hmm. And with all good there's evil, all evil there's good.
Yeah.
Indeed. One thing about your art, could you tell us about what is your discipline? What martial art do you study, and what do you enjoy the most about it?
Okay. I started off with boxing. My father taught me boxing when I was a young kid. He owned a gym and he was a trainer himself. Later I took a little taekwondo, which was okay. But Steve Gamma is the sensei who I received my second-degree black belt in Inazuma-te-ryu Jiu-Jitsu. And this Jiu-Jitsu is a synthesis of traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, Chinese Kempo, and American boxing. And that's where I've got my belt there. I also studied Muay Thai, kickboxing for a year. Some knife work, sword work, some kendo, and other weapons work.
The Muay Thai Kung Fu, I believe there's a lot of kicking involved?
Muay Thai is a very brutal art.
If you was to kick me in the face like they do in those, I'd call the police.
Oh, you've seen a Muay Thai match, huh?
No. Law enforcement will definitely be involved, I'll tell you that. But let's segue. I know in the future episodes we're going to see some of your Tai Chi classes and many other meditation courses. Marisa Miles, one of our other hosts, will be interviewing you and speaking to you about those things. So I definitely didn't want to take away from those future episodes here in the path. But tell me more about this video that you've created. How did that come to hand? And tell us about that.
Okay. Well, we were originally supposed to film another movie that a friend had wrote, but the project fell through. So Jack calls me, he says, "Arthur, I want to film something. Do you have anything?" And I was like, "Well, not right now, Jack, but if something comes to mind, I'll let you know." So a couple days later, I'm studying a section of the Course in Miracles, and there's a quote section that come through, and this movie comes into my mind. And it's just like a little seed, but boom, the whole story is right there. And it was only 3 pages long. I wrote it, and I called Jack. I said, "Jack, I've got it. This is the movie that we're going to make here." And I just went about casting, producing. Wow, that was throughout the whole time of making the movie. I kind of let Spirit kind of guide me, because there were a lot of parts that I just like, well, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to do this.
Okay.
And the answers I just stayed calm without panic, and the answers seemed to present itself. Each step that I needed to take, the answer was like right there. So it's kind of like I had this template, and I wasn't shown the entire path of how to get from point A to point B with my vision. It's like there were like these 20 steps I needed to take, and they didn't show me all 20 steps. But the step that I needed to take, at the moment I needed to take it, they lit it up. And that's all I had to do.
You know, faith is everything. You know, as Napoleon Hill talks about, if you have a clear, concise mental picture of exactly what you want to accomplish, just go for it. Yeah, just go for it. You know, life will present what you need to do.
Yes,
if the timing is right. So there's a lot of power, a lot of lessons learned in that. The Miracle Path, Miracle. What's it called again?
Oh, the book, The Course in Miracles?
The movie.
Oh, The Miracle Round.
The Miracle Round. Okay,
yes.
let's take a look at that.
Bets, let's go. Who's up? What do you need?
Put it on Axel.
Axel, huh? All this, huh?
You heard me right, man. Got good feelings.
Yeah, right.
You guys enjoy.
I got it. Go ahead. Oh, hey, Master Leon. What's up? You looking for some new fighters?
This is a game for little boys, not men of strength.
I don't know. I've seen these guys fight. They look pretty strong to me. If you don't like it, what you doing here then?
This will be revealed in due time.
Yeah, whatever. Bets, come on, let's go. Who's next? Who's up?
This is part of the story of how I came to enlightenment, how I came to peace. I was still fighting in the underground at the time. I was cocky and undefeated. But after this day, my life would change.
Introducing the fighters. Our undefeated challenger. Let's give a big hand tonight for Axel the Sledge Joe. And our next fighter. You all know him, you all love him. Don't be late for his bout because he ends them early. He is our reigning champion. He is undefeated. Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand tonight for Tyrell, the London Man, Our referee for tonight's contest, the venerable and former champion, Bill the Barbarian Ellis.
Let me have my fighters in the center ring. You gentlemen know the rules, now let's have a good fight. Touch gloves. When I say fight, you fight. Fight!